Alrighty then, let's get into some news of what's going on with Iraq. As usual, there's not a whole lot going on, some interesting things, but again, what we're looking for is them to just get their butt stable. People keep asking me, how do I still feel about, the month of April? The truth is, I was feeling like something's going to happen at the end of March, sometime in April. Again, there seems to, it's not just the Iraqi dinar in which something seems to be happening for the month of April. April seems to be a pretty big month for a lot of events. We know that the new currency manipulation penalties go in effect on April 6th. So we're keeping an eye on that as far as other currencies, especially the Vietnam dong. So we'll see what happens. But, again, there's a lot of good things happening. We'll go over that, all right? So you guys can kind of get an idea of what's going on. As usual, just a quick reminder this time, though. Look, I have a Facebook group with the same name as the YouTube channel. It's Pimpy's Investment Chat. I'll leave a link in the description. You can click on it. We have all kinds of news in here from the dinar, the dong, cryptocurrencies, gold, silver, the whole 9 yards. So I encourage everybody to go ahead and follow the link and come in here and just, talk to the people that are out there in the group. And they're able to answer a lot of questions if you have any. Okay, so let's just kind of get into it over here. Okay, so we know that a lot of the bases in Iraq have been experiencing random missile attacks from inside of Iraq. Okay, so we know that these are the Iranian-backed proxy fighters, most likely. And so now we got our old school Patriot system over there. I don't know if you guys remember this, but during the Iraqi war, these things were like the thing to watch. They have a way of intercepting missiles out of the air and keeping them from hitting the ground, so they blow them up in the air. So I'm happy to see that they're there. That's going to help keep not only our soldiers, but as well as civilians and Iraqis safe as well. So they are there. Again, I just leave a link to this article. A lot of these articles are under one link, so it's pretty cool. All right, so the move came about 2 months after the American forces were attacked by Iranian ballistic missiles, according to what American and Iraqi military sources had confirmed. So these are just there to intercept missiles that come into Iraq, okay? This is a good thing. This is going to help, again, protect not only our soldiers, not only our coalition members, but also the Iraqi people, which is a lot more important. All right, they're all equally important. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying. So it's a nice little article about the fact that they got them over there because of all the recent missile attacks. Okay. So here it is. American renews the imposition of 4 restrictions on Iranian's nuclear program for 60 days. Look, if by now, after 3 years of Trump, if people haven't figured out when this guy says something, he means what he says, then you're only fooling yourself. Iran has now sped up their production of creating a nuclear weapon, is what they keep threatening. Now, look, it's not us over here in the United States that is the real threat. I can't imagine them coming out with an arsenal of weapons. What most people, their concern is them being able to create a weapon and then launch it into Israel. And that's their goal. They really want to just wipe Israel off the map. That's been their goal all along. As a matter of fact, this is why you've seen them support a lot of the civil wars that were happening in Syria, Yemen, Lebanon. It's because they really wanted to grab control of these countries and then surround Israel and then attack Israel. That's been their goal all along. They don't hide it. They don't lie about it. This is their whole purpose of just wanting a nuclear program, at least enough to get one missile or one nuclear bomb in so they can launch it at Israel at all costs. They don't care because to them, even if it means self-sacrificing, the fact that they have the opportunity to wipe them off the map would be a huge risk or a huge reward for their sacrifice. So yeah, we don't want to see this happen, and Trump's not allowing it. Actually, they keep getting closer and closer to completing this. So, Trump doesn't want to get in a war with Iran, but make no doubt about it. He is not refrained from wanting to go in there and make specific drone strikes. So don't be surprised if all of a sudden you don't see a bunch of strikes on these nuclear sites in Iran and by the Trump administration. I think what he's really waiting for is to just hurry up and get reelected and then do it, because he doesn't want to affect his reelection. But if Trump gets reelected, and I'm 99% sure he will, places like Iran and China, there's going to be a whole different. If you think the Trump administration was tough his first term, the guy has nothing to lose his second term. So you guys can anticipate a lot more aggressive administration in his second term, including drone strikes against Iran's nuclear program. So we'll keep an eye out for that. All right. Okay. So anyways, this gentleman here thinks he's got a good chance against the prime minister elect. We'll see what happens, or not elect. What do they call it? Zoffy. Okay. It's there. Okay, look, we already know about this. New York Times, Iraq is suffering at all levels due to declining oil revenues and the coronavirus. All right, we know this. We talked about this a zillion times. The fact that 95% of the revenues generated in Iraq come from the oil puts them in a very vulnerable place, all right? And now there is an oil war going on. It does not look like it's going to end anytime soon, to be quite honest with you. And again, I'm not so sure that Trump is opposed to it, because what they're doing, and a lot of countries are doing this, the fact that oil prices are so low, they're stocking up. Trump's trying to find new places to stock up on barrels of oil. Heck, man, that's like, for us gold and silver buyers, all of a sudden there's like a one day sale of gold at $300 an ounce. Guess what you're going to do? You're not going to complain that it's too low. No, you're going to go ahead and buy as much of it as you possibly can. And that's what's happening in a lot of locations. People are trying to stock up on these oil reserves that, they're surplus, they're stockpiling is what they're doing. So they'll take it. I know it's hurting. Here's the thing that gets me is all these Arab nations that are oil rich ain't as rich as you think they are, because they are all hurting with the exception of Saudi Arabia. So let's hope that, actually Saudi Arabia doesn't have to be that kind. They could just continue this war. But nonetheless, the fact that Iraq is so dependent on oil, this should be a good lesson for them. If after this they haven't learned their lesson, I don't know what else will, okay? So this, again, is a good article on where they are. We talked about this before, that the coalition, Iraqi has a group of, I don't know, they're almost like, I want to kind of say they're special forces, but I don't know if that's what they are. But there's a nice group of them that's been running around with the coalitions, and they've been stomping out ISIS everywhere. All right, they've been doing a great job of it. So it looks like they have taken the headquarters of, I'm going to kill this, but Naviv, and turned it over to the Ministry of Defense. Okay, so this is good. This is just them taking back more control of their own country. So it's a joint operation, so this is good. Remember, I was telling you that the Iraqi forces have been fighting back finally. So, hopefully all of this training that they've been doing with our military, our special forces, they're learning a lot. Again, let's kick the training wheels off these bad boys. It's time for them to, crap or get off the pot. It really is. We said it before and we say it again. Look, nobody wants to give them loans because they can't get their crap together. After 17 years of trying to help them, if these people don't turn around and kick Iran out of there, and those individuals who are influenced by Iran out of their politics, and just, grab hold of their country and start, reconstruction and rebuilding it, they're just corrupt there. Back in olden days, you used to take corrupt politicians and hang them in public. I'm not opposed to that happening anymore. And that includes our own politicians here in the United States, to be quite honest with you. All right, I know that sounds brutal, but anyways. So, here he is. Zarfi, okay? A source, designate, that's what it is, okay? So, a source close to the Prime Minister, designate, revealed today, Saturday, his intentions to change. Okay, so this whole article talks about his intentions of getting people off their butts and putting them back to work, all right? He wants to change the poverty level. He wants to change the unemployment, is what he's talking about. So this article goes on to there. Look at this, he calls it, get rid of slack careers and disguised unemployment. Okay, so I just same thing here. We had that here, in which under the last administration, they had made it simpler for people to get on disability. They had extended out the length of time that somebody could be on unemployment. So there really wasn't no encouragement for people to really try to find a job, not to mention the fact there wasn't a whole lot of jobs around here. And like that other administration said, you know, what did this current one going to do? Pull out a magic wand? Well, yeah, he did. He pulled out a magic wand, all right? So I'm pretty sure he's going to be able to do it again. Okay, so this is what this guy's talking about. So to me, this is like a populist candidate, a lot like Trump. Look, he wants to get in there, we drain his swamp, start creating a lot of jobs. He's already talking with Trump about possible trade deals. So to me, what this tells me is this is Trump's guy. I know there's other people going to be running against him. I would be more than shocked if this guy did not win the PM job. Pompeo and Trump have made it perfectly clear this is their guy. So we'll see what happens from there, okay? So that's what this article talks about. Look at currently at $20 per barrel. It was down to $10 at one time. You know, that's a heck of a deal. And for a lot of you don't know this, you could buy what's called lock-in forward contracts. So if it gets down to 10 barrels, you know, you can try to lock them in for X amount of barrels at a forwarded locked-in rate at $10 a barrel. I'm sure a lot of people took advantage of that. It's unfortunate for Iraq, but we'll see. Okay. Okay, really, Mahdi is out there conducting night inspection tours to see measures preventing the roaming. This guy all of a sudden magically wants to be the leader. You know, when he was there, he wasn't doing anything. He was dragging his feet, didn't get anything accomplished. He did, don't get me wrong, but he really just drug his feet on the last bit of the cabinet that needed to be done, and to the point where they just finally got rid of the guy, all right? So it's just interesting that now all of a sudden this guy's out there doing this type of stuff. I think it's interesting. Okay, we talked about this. There was another article that I wanted to read. Oh, look at it. Here it is. So it did get down to $10 per barrel. Okay. So anyways, look, there is a lot of good articles. If you go through here, you can see there's a lot of good articles about the prime minister designated. All right. I really hope this guy does win. He looks serious. And now all of a sudden, all the different factions within the parliament unanimously support this guy's nominee. Let's see if he can get in there and get things done. Of course, as usual, let's recap what we need. We need a stable government. All right. We need them to wean out the corrupt people. We need them to change the rate at least to around $1.34. We know we want it more. If they do, that'd be great. I mean, you know, maybe they change the rate to reinstate it to the 320. So hit the likes up button if you like that idea. But them coming out with a 322 rate, doing it for about 6 months, maybe 1 year, them buying all the supplies they need because they've increased their purchasing power, get everything that they need to get that country rebuilt, and then, you know, adjust it back down around the 134 rate, which is where they talked about. Lock it in for 3 years, rebuild the country. And then I really do anticipate sooner or later, Iraq's going to get the crap together, and they will be the wealthy nation that the people deserve. The Iraqi people really deserve this, man, at no fault of their own. Has their government just really betrayed them? And this is a perfect example of why you need the Second Amendment. You put the wrong government get in there and get control, and they take away your guns. These people can't defend themselves. Throwing rocks at people with guns is not a great way to fight back, all right? You really need to be able to equal them in firepower, all right? So that's another story for another time. Anyways, it's looking pretty good. You know, there's not a lot of news out in Iraq. I am pretty pumped about the fact that there's a lot of great articles coming out about this PM designate. I hope he does win. Also, the fact that Trump finally got the Patriot missile over there to make sure that they can try to do what they can to limit the amount of missiles that are hitting the bases, even though they're pulling out. I like the fact that the Iraqi forces have been taking part in these, these attacks against ISIS, doing away with them. We really, because once the United States leaves along with the coalition members, they really got to be able to fight for themselves. And it looks like they're starting to do that. We need to get Iran out of there. We need to get their influence out of there. We need to really, for them to just dissolve the parliament. They really need to do that because a bulk of them are Iran-backed politicians, all right? We all know this. It's nothing new. We got a want list. Let's hope they get it done. So other than that, it is looking pretty good over there. I like to see these types of articles. These are the things that I look for. I know a lot of people just tell me about the currency. Well, you know, directly, this does involve the currency. And what I mean by that is you got to understand that what happens over there in that country affects the people who are going to pull the trigger on this currency rate. It affects how they feel about them guys being recognized internationally, which is what we want. We need them to start being traded on the Forex again. All right, we want to see the dinar on there. That's really going to make a difference to the rate, okay? Anyways, let me know what you think. Smash the like button. Leave a comment as always. I do want you to know that I know you have other options to go elsewhere, but I am very grateful that you choose to come and listen to me and take part. All right, so I looked at all my analytics. It says still that 42% of you guys are not subscribed, so please do so if you don't mind. I do want to show one last thing, if that's okay with you, because somebody asked me about this, and now I'm going to show you real quick. Okay, somebody said, can I share your videos? You can share my videos. I don't have a problem with it, okay? I encourage it, okay? So please go ahead and share the videos. Now, let's say you go to a video that you like this, okay? Go up here where URL is, all right? Highlight it, right-click it, copy it. You can do that on your phone as well. Then whenever you come over here to where you want to post, either on your own Facebook or somewhere else, just right-click it, paste, and then wait. See this? As soon as you see that come up, that means it's there and it's ready, and then hit post. I was surprised at how many people have been asking me about that, how to do that. So you seen how you did it. That's how you do it, okay? So you just go in here, highlight the URL. You could even do that on your phone. You could just take your thumb, press on it, and highlight those things, select all, go to where you want to post it, paste it, wait for it to pop up, and then turn around and go ahead and it will put the article there and post it. So you don't have to ask me for permission to do that. I encourage you. I don't have no problem. The whole purpose of me doing the videos is for you to share the information for free. So if there are people out there who are interested, by all means, please do. Actually, I'm flattered if you want to do that, all right? All right, anyways, y'all have a good one. Bye-bye.